voting starts Wednesday in East Tennessee, and in the Knox County primary for clerk, 4 Republicans are running, including John Duncan III. Separate from the campaign, a car crash he was involved in last year recently raised concerns.
Investigators found John Duncan rear-ended another driver in May of 2025, and police say since Duncan caused the crash, it makes him financially responsible for the damages. Now, recently, the other driver reached out to 10 News after he saw an interview with Duncan, who stated at the time he takes full responsibility for his past. 10 News reporter Alana Mutnick looked into the concern, spoke to both drivers, and learned just recently about a payment. Alana?
Yeah, John, Robin, Duncan rear-ended Chris Bunn in his vehicle almost a year ago now. Bunn reached out to 10 News following a recent interview we hosted with the county clerk candidate, and Bunn hadn't been reimbursed for the crash at this point. Here's what both parties had to say. Knox County Clerk candidate John Duncan rear-ended a vehicle in May of 2025 while uninsured, according to a Maryville crash report. The report lists Duncan as the driver with a financial responsibility violation.
I got an estimate for the damage right away.
Chris Bunn was in a work truck when Duncan hit his vehicle. Bunn gave Duncan a collision estimate of about $1,100, which Duncan said he would mail in a check as soon as possible.
About a week went by and I didn't receive anything, so I tried to follow up with him. And that was when he had stopped responding.
Duncan tells 10 News he attempted to call Bunn on the phone several times regarding the status of payment. He had assumed Bunn received the check after mailing it. Almost a year later, Bunn reached out to our newsroom following an interview we hosted with the county clerk candidate.
You were the trustee more than a decade ago, but resigned from that office facing a criminal charge, cut a deal for the misuse of taxpayer dollars. What do you say about what you've learned since then?
Well, and I definitely take responsibility for my mistakes. There was, an oversight on my part. It was an honest mistake. There wasn't, any ill intention. But, I've paid a price in a lot of ways for that. And, totally accept responsibility.
Last week, after we reached out, Duncan sent Bunn a Venmo transaction for the full amount of estimated damages.
I think situations like this are an opportunity to show that. And I thought the people deserve the right to know the facts and they could decide for themselves. Duncan says he checked his bank statement several times after the accident last year and figured it was just taking Bunn a while to cash the check. Duncan says when he learned Bunn did not cash the check, he sent another payment and thought the matter was then resolved. You can find the full statements, including the police report and the collision estimate, on WBIR.com. John, Robin.
Alana Mutnick with the update there. Thank you.